Hello and welcome back to Bookish, and welcome back to Saturday Hodgepodge. I think this might be Hodgepodge number 34, where I just kind of talk about book stuff, things I've been doing, things I've been thinking, plans, reading, YouTube, BookTube related stuff. So this week I put out a lot of videos. I put out 3 tag videos, and then I put out a video about a Dudebro cozy reading night, which I had a lot of fun doing. I had a lot of fun reading your comments and responding to all those comments, so that was really fun. I probably overloaded you with BookTube videos from my channel, so Friday, you got Friday off, and then back here Saturday morning. I do have some tags to do next week, tags I've been tagged to do, and tags that I want to do, and then some other videos that I have planned as well. So one of the things that occurs to me after looking at responses to my Dudebro Cozy Reading Night video is that some people who watch my channel seem to, or maybe it's not true, I won't say they seem to, but what I worry about with all this Dudebro stuff is that I am exasperating some of my watchers who don't like it, don't like the term, feel like I'm too obsessed with it, and I think on the whole that's fair. So I thought, I would try to explain why this Dudebro thing is a thing for me really quickly today. To begin with, I really don't want to be an advocate for Dudebro Lit. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm not even an advocate for calling it necessarily Dudebro Lit, except that's what I think it expresses what I'm talking about maybe the best. And over the course of my time here on BookTube, I've kind of been in a humorous, friendly dialogue with Steve Donoghue about Dudebro Lit. And so that's kind of where some of this comes from. But it also comes from, for me, an attempt to reevaluate my thinking about books that I read in the past and how I felt about them, based on what I think is a broader education about literature and reading that I've gotten from watching BookTube, from watching all kinds of channels, from being more aware of more diverse literature and trying to read more broadly. Because the truth of the matter is, for most of my adult reading life, my reading life was focused on what people consider to be classics of American literature, and I have a fondness for that lost generation of American writers, which means, and you can see on my channel reflects that I read and have read a lot of Faulkner, Hemingway, Fitzgerald, that these were kind of my writers, those kind of stereotypical classic American writers. And it always occurred, and I always assumed that these were just the great writers of American literature. And while I haven't changed that opinion, what I want to do is reevaluate that, to think about those books in terms of what I know now and what I've learned and how I think about books, writing, literature, etc. today. And so that's what I'm up to. That's why all the Dudebro stuff. It's not an attempt to extol the virtues of Dudebro or continue that kind of thing. But really, it's about an education for me, and part of that education isn't just learning things or listening to the opinions of Steve Donoghue, which I don't always agree with, and I promise you he's okay with. For those of you worried that I'm picking a real fight with Steve, it's to educate myself, and part of that is reevaluating my past thinking and going back over books that I have thought were great in the past, and seeing if I still feel that way. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and I'm starting that by reading the Border Trilogy by Cormac McCarthy. There's been a lot of discussion on BookTube about McCarthy, or there was last year, particularly about The Road. The Road seems to be at once McCarthy's most popular book, the one most people are most likely to have read, and at the same time the most polarizing of his books. And I'll be upfront with you, it's not my favorite Cormac McCarthy, and I struggle with lots of aspects of it and its quality, and it seems to be the source of part of the myth of Cormac McCarthy, part of the adulation of Cormac McCarthy, and I kind of think that's misplaced. So what I wanted to do this year, as a part of this kind of reevaluating of what I thought was good from the past, was to reread the Border Trilogy, because you actually hear a lot less about those stories and those books on BookTube than I think you do other works of McCarthy. And so I wanted to read all three, and I'm going to evaluate all three to see if I think they meet the standard of Dudebro, that standard of Dudebro Lit. I'm just going to take from the video that Steve Donoghue did about Dudebro Lit and the 7, I think he called it the 7 sins of Dudebro Lit. I think he actually came up with 8, but I'll leave a link to that video down below so you can see kind of what I'm talking about. And again, I'm not necessarily, accepting that what Steve says is the gospel truth, but he has read these books and he does know a tremendous amount about the subject, and so I just want to use his guide or those ideas as a way of evaluating these books. So I did finish, for my reading week, I did finish All the Pretty Horses this week, and I'll have a video out about that related to this kind of Dudebro thing sometime next week. I'm also still reading Great Escapes from Detroit, a collection of short stories by Joseph O'Malley, who is the booktuber Too Tight Lautrec. I'm enjoying those, and I did, as you might, if you watch my cozy reading Dudebro style video, I did start John le Carré's Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I'll be honest with you, I haven't made much progress. I kind of have fallen back into a little bit of a reading slump and a reading doldrum, but that's what I've been reading this week, what I finished, etc., and then that bit about Dudebro Lit. Also, I noticed this week that I passed 1,500 subscribers to my channel, and so I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has supported my channel. Thank you to all the friends I've made who support my channel. Thanks to all of you who comment on my videos, who watch my videos, who subscribe to my channel. And so I thought, oftentimes during these Saturday Hodgepodge videos, I do a question thing. And so what I thought I would do, since I've never done this before, is to do a Q&A, a 1,500 subscriber Q&A. So this is your opportunity to ask me questions. You can ask me questions about my life, my work, my hobbies, my reading. Anything you want to, you can leave those questions down in the comment section below, and sometime in the coming weeks I'll make a video responding to those questions. So I kind of look forward to that. I've been a little bit hesitant about that, and hesitant kind of about the whole Q&A and celebrating the subscriber count, but I do really appreciate everything you guys have done for me in promoting my channel and supporting me and stuff like that. And this Q&A thing just seems to be something that some people, or lots of people, seem to have fun with. I know I always enjoy asking questions and hearing the answers in a video. So I'm going to do that as well. And then I just thought I would finish up today's Saturday Hodgepodge by recommending some things that are on YouTube that are not BookTube. I can't remember where it was. But the idea that if all you watch on YouTube is BookTube, that maybe you're missing out on some stuff. And during this kind of lock-in, shut-down, social distancing thing, I found YouTube to be a source of a tremendous amount of entertainment. So here are 3 types of channels you might look for entertainment on YouTube. So one of my favorite things on YouTube for a while has been to watch videos taken from the front of trains as they make their trips through England. So that's a whole subgenre of YouTube, are these train videos. Some are just like commuter trains within cities, some go long distances. Sometimes the scenery is great, sometimes it's not, but I find those to be really relaxing. There's no talking. Some of them do put little fact bubbles about what you're passing and about being a train conductor in general, but those are really relaxing. The click-clack of the tracks and all the sounds and stuff, I mean, that's very calming for me. You might check those out. If you're missing sports, and I know not everybody on BookTube is a sports fan, but I am, and I miss sports. If you're missing sports, I have 2 incredibly silly things to recommend. One I think I might have talked about before, and that's marble racing. There are whole YouTube channels devoted to setting up elaborate indoor and sometimes outdoor tracks, and then literally just racing marbles down those tracks. And what is really satisfying, if you're a sports person, is that they're commentators who commentate on the action that's going on during the race. Along the same lines, and this will be my 3rd recommendation, there are also die-cast car racing. These are like Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars. that, again, some YouTubers have set up elaborate tracks and they do races between different kinds of Matchbox cars, and there's commentating and there's like slow-mo. Anyway, if you are missing sports, you know, or if you just think that sounds like fun, I'll leave links to my favorite channels, if I favorite each one of those types of channels, down below. I think that's about it. Again, please, if you feel like you want to ask me a question for the 1,500 subscriber Q&A, please feel free. I think the scariest thing about putting something like this out there is that nobody will ask you a question. So again, this is me begging for questions. Even if you don't think anything you ask me would have an interesting answer, please ask me some questions so I can make that video. Anyway, as always, I look forward to your comments and questions in the comment section down below, and thank you for watching.